Have you ever wondered how many people lived on this earth before you were born? Let's rewind to the dawn of population count, which takes us back to the year 1800. At that time, our planet was home to roughly 1 billion souls. Yes, you heard it right, just 1 billion. So how did we reach the staggering numbers we see today? The answer lies in the significant advancements in agriculture and medicine. As we learned to cultivate the land more efficiently and combat diseases more effectively, we were able to support a growing population. Over time, these advancements led to a steady and consistent rise in population. The world was changing, and so were we. By the time we hit the 20th century, the global population had already surged past 2 billion. The world's population started to increase, and by the 20th century, it was already over 2 billion. The 20th century saw an unprecedented increase in the world's population. A boom that catapulted our numbers from a mere 1.6 billion at the start of the century to a staggering 6.1 billion by the year 2000. This astronomical rise, a threefold increase, was no accident. It was fueled by a perfect storm of factors that converged during this period. Industrialization played a critical role, transforming societies worldwide, enhancing productivity, and significantly improving standards of living. At the same time, massive strides in healthcare drastically reduced mortality rates and extended lifespans. These developments, coupled with better living conditions, led to a population explosion. People were living longer, healthier lives, and crucially, more children were surviving into adulthood. This combination resulted in an exponential increase in our numbers. The world's population tripled in just a century, a growth rate never seen before. This was indeed a remarkable era, but it also served as a precursor to the challenges that lay ahead. The 21st century brought with it a new set of challenges. Among them, the issue of population density stands tall. As we navigate the third decade of the new millennium, the world's population has surpassed a staggering 7.8 billion. A handful of countries bear the brunt of this population explosion. China and India, for instance, host over 1 billion inhabitants each, grappling with issues that come part and parcel with overpopulation. These include poverty, environmental degradation, and the strain on already limited resources. These nations are striving to balance the delicate equation of providing for their vast populations while also protecting their environments. In many other parts of the world, similar struggles are being fought, with nations wrestling with the challenge of ensuring a decent standard of living for their citizens amidst growing numbers. Today, some nations are bursting at the seams, struggling to deal with their burgeoning populations. The future of population growth is a topic of intense debate and concern. As we move forward, the numbers are expected to rise, painting a picture of a world teeming with humans. The United Nations, a reliable source for global data, projects that by the year 2050, the world's population could reach a staggering 9.7 billion. That's nearly 2.5 billion more than today. This potential increase isn't without its challenges. It's a surge that could strain resources, exacerbate economic disparities, and amplify environmental issues. Countries around the globe would face the Herculean task of feeding, housing, and providing for an ever-growing populace. The future, however, is not set in stone. As we've seen throughout history, human ingenuity and adaptability can change the course of events. But one thing is certain. If the current trend continues, our planet will have to sustain nearly 10 billion people by the middle of this century. But the million-dollar question is, can our planet sustain this projected population growth? Consider this. We live on a planet that has a finite amount of resources. Every additional person born puts additional strain on these resources, on our food supply, our water reserves, and our energy production. As our numbers increase, the demand for these resources escalates, leading to overexploitation and depletion. Overpopulation also has a significant impact on our environment. More people mean more pollution, more waste, and more destruction of natural habitats. The ripple effects are far-reaching: species extinction, climate change, and a reduced quality of life for future generations. These implications paint a sobering picture of a world struggling under the weight of its own population. It raises a question that is both uncomfortable and unavoidable. So, are we, the human species, the real virus on this planet, threatening its very existence.